Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Ducati's new dream team of Pecco, Bagnaia and Marc Marquez is making waves in MotoGP pre-season testing, with both riders working closely to develop the 2025 Desmosedici GP. As they prepare for a crucial engine decision that will impact the next two seasons, Bagnaia has revealed a surprising similarity with his new teammate, a first in his career. It was a tricky second day of testing for Marc Marquez at Sepang, as the 8-time world champion suffered a crash while pushing for a time attack. Despite the setback, Marquez completed his full testing program and continues to adapt to the Ducati Lenovo Team as he prepares for his debut season with the factory squad. Quartararo and Yamaha continued their strong pre-season form at the Sepang MotoGP test, with the Frenchman posting the second fastest time on day 2. Despite having extra track time due to Yamaha's participation in the shakedown test, Quartararo insists that's not the reason for their competitive pace. Michelin has hit back at any suggestion that tire failure played a role in Jorge Martin's brutal crash at the Sepang MotoGP test. The reigning world champion suffered multiple fractures in a high-side incident on day 1, but Michelin's Piero Terramasso insists there were no issues with the tires used by the Aprilia rider. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. As Ducati's factory riders, Bagnaia and Marquez are facing one of the most critical decisions of the season: choosing the engine specification that will be locked in for both 2025 and 2026 due to the upcoming development freeze. Speaking after testing at Sepang, Bagnaia highlighted the importance of the decision and emphasized the need for careful evaluation. Interestingly, Bagnaia also revealed that, for the first time in his MotoGP career, he and his teammate are providing nearly identical feedback to Ducati's engineers. This test is very important because what we say from this test will last 2 years. We have to be calm to take this decision because we don't have to rush. Honestly, it's incredible that for the first time in my career I have exactly the same feeling as my teammate. Quote from Bagnaia. The alignment between Bagnaia and Marquez is proving beneficial for Ducati, as it simplifies the development process and allows engineers to focus on refining a single direction. Both riders have praised the GP25's acceleration and top speed but noted that it lacks the exceptional braking performance of the GP24, a key strength of Ducati's previous championship-winning bike. Despite their aligned feedback, either Bagnaia nor Marquez has made a final decision on which engine specification to choose for the season. Bagnaia admitted he is currently 50-50 on the decision, weighing the benefits of the GP25's smooth acceleration against the GP24's superior braking ability. At the moment, 50-50. The GP24 is a fantastic base, and we're all thinking that it still has some margin. The GP25 is already very good and very fast on the straights. But in braking, the GP24 was out of this world. With only a few weeks left before the 2025 season kicks off in Thailand, Ducati's factory team must finalize their engine choice soon, ensuring they strike the right balance between top speed, acceleration, and braking performance. As Ducati's factory team fine-tunes their 2025 package, the rare alignment between Pecco, Bagnaia and Marc Marquez could be a game-changer in their development process. However, the final engine decision remains uncertain, and with homologation looming, every test session counts. With two of MotoGP's biggest stars working together, Ducati is determined to make the right call for the seasons ahead. Marc Marquez's second day at the Sepang MotoGP test didn't go entirely to plan, as he ended up 14th on the timesheets after a crash at Turn 9, the slowest corner on the circuit. Marquez explained that the crash occurred during a late session time attack attempt, but he wasn't too concerned about the incident. I had a typical crash on that Turn 9 that is the slowest corner on the circuit. I put a new tire to do a time attack, but unluckily I crashed in that turn. Quote from Marquez via after the flag. Despite the fall, Marquez was able to ride his Ducati back to the pits on a scooter and quickly moved on with the rest of the test program. While the crash cost Marquez a chance to improve his lap time, it didn't disrupt Ducati's carefully planned test schedule. The Spaniard confirmed that he and the team managed to complete all of their scheduled tasks for the day. Ducati's primary goal is to finalize its 2025 engine and aerodynamic package, a critical decision since the engine will be homologated for both the 2025 and 2026 seasons. But we did all the jobs today, everything we had on the plan. I was very careful all day because we have a specific job to do, trying to find the direction for 2025, especially about the engine and aero. Ducati want to be very precise on that, and at the same time conservative because they want to choose the correct decision. We tested a lot of things today. I think we already understand what is the way, but tomorrow we need to reconfirm. With limited testing time available before the season opener in Thailand, every session is crucial for ensuring Ducati's factory riders are aligned on development. After spending last season at Gresini Ducati with a satellite crew, Marquez is now adjusting to life in the factory team. While he is still getting to know his new crew, he says the transition is going smoothly. However, he praised his new crew chief, Marco Rigamonti, for his approach to managing the workload. The crew, still I don't know a lot because they are working all day. When I stop, I'm speaking with the engineers and they need to change something on the bike, so we don't have time to spend with each other. With Marco Rigamonti at the moment I feel okay. He's clever about how to plan the day, and I like it. In addition to adapting to his new team and machine, Marquez has also been struggling physically during the test. The Spaniard admitted he hasn't been feeling at his best and is unsure whether it's due to illness or jet lag. With another day of testing ahead, Marquez will be hoping to recover quickly as he continues to fine-tune his setup on the GP25. Despite a small setback with his Turn 9 crash, Marc Marquez remains focused on Ducati's development program as he adapts to life in the factory team. With key decisions looming, both Marquez and Ducati will be looking to maximize the final day of testing at Sepang as they prepare for the 2025 MotoGP season. Yamaha has been one of the surprises of the 2025 MotoGP preseason so far, with Quartararo topping the timesheets on day 1 at Sepang and backing it up with the second fastest time on day 2. Yamaha's factory riders, including Quartararo, benefited from 2 additional days of track time in the shakedown test. However, the 2021 MotoGP champion believes this hasn't played a major role in their strong performance. Instead, Quartararo sees the extra laps as more of a physical advantage than a technical one. No, I don't think so, because already on the second of this shakedown I made 1 minute and 57.7 seconds, I think, and it was raining when I made this. For me, it's good training physically. You don't have the chance to ride the GP bike in the winter, so physically it was good for me to make it. But to be honest, making that many laps on the track already, I'm really happy that tomorrow is the last one and we'll change the track. Quote from Quartararo. While Yamaha's early pace is encouraging, Quartararo revealed that the team is still struggling with a long-standing issue, rear grip, particularly in low-gear acceleration zones. On Thursday, the team focused on electronic settings to improve rear grip, but Quartararo admitted they didn't achieve the gains they were looking for. While Yamaha's bike has shown improvement through fast corners, Quartararo is concerned about how it will perform at next week's test in Buram, a track with several slow corners that require strong acceleration. In some areas, yes, in others, no. It's 50-50. We ride in a much better way, but the traction is still very low for us. The Buram test will be tougher, I think, but our engine is a bit faster than last year. So, I think this will be a help. But especially from low-gear corners, we are struggling a lot with the rear grip. Among the various upgrades Yamaha has tested, one of the most visible changes has been a new chassis, different from the one first tested in Barcelona last November. However, Quartararo isn't fully convinced by the new frame and feels more comfortable with last year's version. So, I prefer the black one, older spec, which is from the Barcelona test, but it's not bad, it's not worse. It's just the way I ride, I feel better with last year's one. But I was also fast with this new one in the test, really similar. But if I had to choose one, it's the black one. Despite his preference, the fact that both chassis performed similarly in the test suggests Yamaha is making steps forward without sacrificing performance. Fabio Quartararo and Yamaha have started the 2025 MotoGP preseason on a strong note, but challenges remain, particularly in solving rear grip issues that could impact their performance at certain circuits. With one final day in Sepang and the Burum test ahead, Yamaha will be pushing to fine-tune their package before the season opener in Thailand. Jorge Martin's preseason preparations took a major hit after a violent crash at the Sepang test left him with multiple fractures, ruling him out of the remainder of the test. Aprilia CEO Massimo Rivola stated that the team's data showed no issues with the rider or the bike, raising questions about whether the tires played a role. However, Michelin's MotoGP manager Piero Terramasso has firmly denied any fault with the rear tire Martin was using. According to Terramasso, a detailed analysis of the tire and Martin's lap times showed no abnormalities. "We looked at Jorge's rear tire. As far as traceability is concerned, this tire was manufactured last year. It was never heated and therefore had all the qualities to be a high-performance tire. When tires don't work, they always have that shiny, smooth look, and that wasn't the case for Jorge's tire. He did a run for the first 4-5 laps on the times of the other riders. In the second run he was faster than Francesco, Bagnaia and Brad Binder." Quote from Terramasso, via Sky Italy. Michelin also pointed out that Martin completed 13 laps before the crash, a duration that would be unusual if the tire had been faulty. This aligns with Rivola's earlier comments that Martin's tire was within the correct pressure and temperature range at the time of the crash. "Everything was working well from a tire point of view. For us, from what we have seen so far and the data we have, there are no problems." With both Aprilia and Michelin ruling out mechanical or tire-related failures, the cause of Martin's high side remains unclear. Despite suffering multiple fractures, Aprilia confirmed on Thursday that Martin has avoided serious injury. The Spaniard is set to undergo surgery in Spain on Friday, and the team remains hopeful he can recover in time for the season opener in Thailand at the end of the month. However, if Martin is forced to miss next week's Burum test, he will head into his debut season with Aprilia, and his first as reigning world champion, having completed just 90 laps on the RSGP. Michelin remains firm in its stance that its tires played no role in Martin's crash, but with his preseason preparation already disrupted, the big question now is whether he can recover in time for the opening round in Thailand. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.